Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Michael back with you with another video. This time around, we're going to be reviewing the Texas Longhorns vs. TCU matchup that happened last night. I'm in a happy mood, great mood. I'm always happy when we beat the Texas Longhorns. I mean, that's the most over-talked about, overrated, spotlight-stealing team out of everybody going into every year. Oh, how high are they going to be ranked? What bowl are they going to be in? Are they going to win the Big 12? Can they get in the playoff? Well, how about we just get to 6 wins first? How about we do that and then maybe talk about 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins, then championships. It was a beautiful thing to see last night. Tom Herman not knowing what the hell he got himself into. Carry that bat around all you want. You're not beating Gary Patterson because you're not better than Gary Patterson. I love this game. Defense gave up 9 yards of total rushing defense. They gave up 9 yards rushing. That is amazing. Like I said in the last video, Texas's offensive line cannot compete with TCU's defensive line. They can't. They're not as physical. They're not on the same level. I say that as humble as possible as a fan. But I already knew, and last night was proof that they are not on our level. Obviously, I think his name Holtum Hill. I think that's his name, number 5, the DB trying to get in people's faces. I mean, dude, you're still not in our league, so sit down. And then, can someone give me an update on the safety, Brandon Jones? Like, is he out for the season due to broken ankles? Because Darius Anderson just literally made him go down to his knees, dude. Oh my Lord. Like, I didn't even care about the touchdown. I was just laughing for like 5 minutes because of how this guy, like noodly his legs looked. Like, dude, just break down and tackle. Obviously, he was trying to go for a big hit. You can't do that against Jed Anderson. Just can't. It was beautiful. I mean, Shane Buechele had an okay game. He was like 21 of 44, not even 50%. And had like 201 yards passing. Colin Johnson had about 6 receptions for 109 yards, which was really the only guy that I was really worried about. Monty Foreman didn't do anything. Lil Jordan Humphrey was getting in spaces. Devin Duvernay, we shut him down. Everybody else we shut down. I mean, it was an annihilation defensively. Basically, Little Jordan Humphrey and Colin Johnson was their only passing game. And we did a great job of suffocating the offense and getting after Shane Buechele, who I was worried about his running ability. And, the defense now with this game, they move as the top team in the country in rushing defense. Like, say what you will. We have faced quality teams rushing-wise, and we have shut them down completely. Kansas State, when does Kansas State get held to 70 rushing yards? Iowa State had like 40 rushing yards against us. And then, no. They had about 70 rushing yards or 60 against us. And then Texas has 9. I mean, come on now. Let's get it done. Let's get it together. And, it warms my heart this season. I don't really care about next season yet. But this year, I'm glad Karma's coming after Tom Herman because, it just baffles me how you tell players like, hey, I love y'all guys. We're going to win. We're going to win together. And then 30 minutes after a bowl game, you don't address your team. Major Applewhite has to do that. And then you get on a flight to go accept a job somewhere else. Like, talk about disloyalty and a lack of dignity and respect. Karma's coming after this man good. And it's still, even years from now, I don't see Tom Herman beating Gary Patterson. I just don't. Texas is going to get its success. They're going to win their games. But, I don't see them beating TCU. Every year, Texas has the culture, the program, the school, the coach, the recruits. As Gary Patterson said yesterday in his press conference, when I recruit, there's 2 positions in football, hammers and nails. I recruit hammers. And Texas can have these high recruiting classes all they want. They were like, what, number 2, number 3 this past year? TCU was number 23. And yet we were still more physical, still aware of what of our surroundings. I don't know why I can't talk. But aware of our surroundings and just executing much better tackling. I mean, come on now. I mean, you can have all the players, but if you don't have the right coach to get it inside their heads and get them to play right, I don't get it. Now, defensively, Todd Orlando needs to become a head coach. Defensively, Texas surprised me a little more than what I was expecting. They did get after Kenny Hill, which is why I'm begging Patrick Morris to come back. Please come back, man. They did a good job on our wide receivers. They did. They were able to contain a little bit of the run. We tried going to the outside zone. They actually did a good job preparing that. And Kenny Hill missed a couple of passes. I mean, he missed, like, on the first drive, I believe. No, not the first drive. It was like, I think the second or third. He missed Jalen Reagor, who had like 2 or 3 steps ahead of the DB. He had him. John Diarse. And there was a couple of others. I think one to Tyus Slanina and another to Des White. I mean, it wasn't the game that I was expecting. It definitely wasn't. I know I put high hopes for Kenny in the last video. It wasn't what I was expecting. He was still had a high completion percentage, made plays with his legs like he needed to. But there was those couple of throws that you have to make, especially at home. But he's got to get it cleaned up because everybody knows that by now what awaits TCU in the next 6 days. The Oklahoma Sooners. He has to hit those plays because I trust my defense. But I'm also smart enough and well-known enough to know that we need to score points in this next game. And he needs to hit those throws. Accuracy needs to go up. He was frustrated. Early on, you could see him, like, okay, let's get it together. In the second half, he was just frustrated. He was mad at himself. He needs to get out of this slump. He needs to get out of it. We played 2 great defenses in the past 2 games, but at the same time, if you want to be expected to compete for championships and want to compete for championships, you have to make that throw because you're going to face better defenses than Texas, than Iowa State. You need to make those throws because you're going to see a Clemson, a Notre Dame, an Alabama, maybe a Georgia in the playoff if we make it. So he needs to be able to make those throws. Jed Anderson, like I said, 18 carries for 99 yards. He did his thing. He balled out, kept the defense on the field. I really didn't get why Texas already lost the game. I didn't get why Tom Herman was calling timeout. I guess he wanted to pad stats and make the score better. I really don't know. I don't get why coaches do that. But, I mean, it made 10 minutes extra that I had to sit there and watch the game. So that was offensively. And again, defensively, I mean, again, go back to our rushing defense. Cam Warren didn't get anything. Shane Buechele made a couple of plays. But when you add in all the sacks, getting after him, all that stuff, 9 yards rushing. And then I was pretty pleased with our DBs. They did a pretty good job, except for like 2 really big plays, which was really only 2 plays on that one scoring drive that Texas had. One to little Jordan Humphrey and then Colin Johnson. I mean, Ranthony Tejada, he needs to get better against big wide receivers because he's been picked on the last couple of weeks against Iowa State, and then this year he got picked on just a little bit. It was like 2 catches that was on him, and he needs to get better. Oklahoma, I mean, they got CeeDee Lamb and Mark Andrews. I mean, dude, you're gonna have to get after it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into all that stuff in my next video where the preview for Oklahoma is, but sticking with the Texas game, I really liked it defensively. I mean, our speed in the backfield, in the back end of the defense, I mean, from sideline to sideline, we are fast. Like, I knew we were fast, but dang, yesterday was like, wow. Like, Texas can go for a screen, he catches it, but Ridwan Issahaku is there. Traven Howard is there. Ennis Gaines is there. Nico Small even made a big play. Like, man, dude, like I was on fire for this defense. This defense was the only reason why I kept watching the game because I wasn't happy with the offense. We should have put up 38, 35 points. 24 points is not acceptable. Like Gary said, he expected us to play better. But at the end of the day, we had 3 scores more, and we got to move on, get better. Another thing, really, I really liked how Sonny Cumbie changed up the offensive play calling. On the 4th and 1 play, you saw Shewa Olanalua in the Wild Frog, the Wildcat basically, and I'm just like, oh, not again, dude, please. Like, I was on the couch just like, please, not again. Everybody knows what we're doing. Cavante Turpin comes in motion, and I was just like, okay, I've seen this before. Are you just going to fake it and run it? And then he gave it to Cavante, and then Texas, they actually had the play stopped. They had it. But then when Cavante turned back, well, really, it wasn't when Shewa started backing out, I was like, oh, dude, he's got him. He's got him. And it's a good thing Cavante has a good arm, because if he didn't, it would have been picked off by that Texas D-line. I think it was number 90. And it was a good pass, good catch, and he got like 23 yards on it. I like the mixing up the play calling, everything like that. Sonny Cumbie called a good game. He stayed consistent with it. Even though Texas was doing okay and good early on with our run game, they kept stuffing us and stuff like that. Sonny Cumbie stayed consistent. That's what I like. Stay consistent with the run game. Last week in Iowa State, he kept making Kenny Hill try to throw the ball down the field. And then, he still kind of was sticking to the run game, but it was the holding penalties. This time, there was no holding penalties, but there was still 9 penalties on TCU. We can't do that against Baker Mayfield in Oklahoma. We can't. Especially on defense. We can't do that. So a little bit more discipline has to go on the defensive side of the ball. Execution is there, but discipline is something that we need to get better at. Because getting in the neutral zone, jumping off sides, defensive holding, pass interference, we just need to, like in the back end, just look for the ball. Like, that's something I don't get. Ranthony Tejada, Jeff Gladney, Nick Orr. When you see, because I played safety in high school, when you see those eyes get big, turn around, locate the football. There could have been 3 interceptions yesterday. 2 by Nick Orr, 1 by Ranthony Tejada. Just look at the receiver. His eyes get big. Turn around, locate the ball, catch it. So, I don't get that. But hopefully, this next game, we're going to be able to create some turnovers. I need to give a big shout out to Zarnell Finch, the defensive line coach. Again, I'm just in love with this defense. We have to keep this momentum going, because this defense knows they have to play extremely well. And, of course, we all know, again, like I said, I just can't stop thinking about Oklahoma now. I know I've already mentioned Oklahoma a couple times in this video. I just can't wait to get on to the next video and talk about Oklahoma. So, I guess that's really all for this video. With the college football playoff rankings, I see TCU going up to number 7 or number 6. I think they move up 1 spot to number 7 because Miami did win against Virginia Tech. That was a convincing win over a top 15 team. So they probably move ahead of Wisconsin, ahead of TCU maybe. I wouldn't be mad if they do. And then I think Oklahoma might stay there. I don't know. That Bedlam game, ooh, man, it was fun to watch, but horrible at the same time. So they may move up to 5 or 6. I have TCU at 7, Oklahoma staying at 5. And I guess that's just it for this video, guys. Again, 4 straight against the Longhorns. We have outscored them 180 or, oh, man, it skipped my head. 180, yes, 180 to 76 in these past 4 games. My goodness. Beautiful. No. In the whole entire series. Oh, guys, forgive me. I am all over the place. In the entire series since TCU has joined the Big 12, TCU has outscored Texas 180 to 76. All hail TCU. We are the flagship of Texas, and we still don't get credit for it. We're not getting credit at all for our wins or our season. I was watching college football final, who's in this morning, and everybody kept talking about Oklahoma. Hello? There's a team over here that plays defense in the Big 12. But we just got to go out and get our respect this weekend against a great team. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Don't forget to give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, give me a follow on Twitter. I'll leave it all in the description below. And again, thanks for watching this, guys, and go Frogs.